How's it going, YouTube? It's Panda time. In this video we have Imperial going up against Digimon / Gaiomon. Gonna be starting off with no rookie, but a cool boy. So let's pick up the Altered Gaia, which looks very nice. The dog sleeves. Gonna go Beamon, the Jammer, and then hard playing with Digimon. Interesting. Another cool boy. This one is also going to whiff. No rookie, back to back. Sad Panda. Gonna swing with the Jam. He's doing alright so far. Pretty solid early game. Gonna Digivolve into an XB. And at this point, after back-to-back whiffs, we're now just gonna be hard dropping the Gaiomon. So definitely not a great start for Black or Gray. Taking a lot of early damage. The rookie's insecurity, it hurts, right? Double Jam hits into another cool boy that's gonna once again whiff, the triple whiff in the cool boy. But at least the cool boys are out there, so if he does find DX, he should be set up. Looks like we don't have a Jogress play. Gonna just play the Beamon to pick up the pieces. We see the one of Leomon always in there. Cannot pick up the Stingmon. So yeah, we see Wargray X. He gets 4 draws for that one. Pretty crazy, and a rookie. So yeah, by now he should have everything he needs. He's able to swing over at least some of these guys. Potentially go into a Metal Greymon, Digivolve, or at least clear the other Beamon, right? So not a great start. But the cool boy is paying off now. Can go into the Metal Greymon like I was talking about and still maintain turn. Gonna then go into the Black Gray, fully clear, and get the restand with blocker. So although, he took some early damage, by the time he finally got something going, it's a pretty strong play. I gotta say, dropping the Greymon there was definitely the correct play. Although if the Jogress had happened and Imperial had bottom decked the Greymon, that probably would have been the game on the spot. But such is life. He's gonna opt to promote and play the Stingmon, but it's kind of scary. You're at the point where the Black Gray is very oppressive, where it's a blocker, it can block twice. You can also attack your own spended Digimon, right? So it's like, you can't play up front because you just get cooked by it. Dino B can stun it essentially, which is kind of nice. Maybe it buys him just enough time. He only needs to do 3 more checks, it's possible. There is still triple cool boy and another stack happening potentially though, so it's still pretty scary. You're gonna be swinging with that Dino B, getting some juicy card draw. Of course, another rookie insecurity. Why would we be surprised at this point, right? So he has maybe one more turn of like not a blocker, right? Go into the Imperialdramon maybe, or the Imperial. Spit out the 2 bodies, try and Jogress the next turn. I don't think how's he gonna close this game out. Gonna set up a Davis. Ken might be thinking, hybrid shenanigans, something like that. So the Black Ray does not suspend because of the Dino B effect. Actually pretty good, Imperialdramon is definitely the one that shines most of the time, but the Dino B effect is very powerful. Sometimes does come up. So he does have memory to work with and triple cool boy like I was saying. Potentially going to another stack. We're gonna go Blitz Omni for the restand. Ooh, a sick play, I like it. It is gonna pass turn, but it gets to clear. And answers Dino B to ensure he's not going to take any more damage. Usually you only see Blitz Omni come out to finish at the game, but I will say that was an excellent use of the Blitz Omni one. I really like that. Now we're going to go B1 in the back. It does mean that cost him his Black Greymon, so he can't attack on the Splendid anymore. He still will have blocker unless he has a red source somewhere though, so it could be okay. Going to be playing the Beamon to get more searches. There's an Alt-Art Fighter mode. Going to take the EXB. I think we're still gonna like swing hybrid for game or something like that. Need to see some X Digivolutions for the cool boy procs. Blitz Omni definitely did do a good amount of work there though. Thinking of, could he answer that Beamon somehow? I guess like if he could proc an X Digivolution, it would definitely be the way to go. But he might just not have enough memory, right? Cool boy, but no Nokias. Gonna go Omnimon X. I guess that does count for the cool boy, right? Pretty cool. Essentially gets to go into it for 0 because it costs 3 and then he gets 3 back. He can then swing, use the effect to clear the Beamon, get some damage, and then use the effect of the Omnimon to give himself. It's not blocker, but he can negate attacks, which is very powerful, obviously. He can do a Davis, which is kind of a yikes, and then Davis is gonna pick up the Lobo and the Lightramon. So less than ideal for sure. But once the Omni X is on the board, I feel like you feel relatively safe. He could prevent against so many attacks. And he does have protection, so even he could save himself against the Mega Death. So I feel like you're sitting pretty with the Omni X there. Gonna go into Metal Gray to pass the turn. Equipping the sauce. Just cause, I guess, I don't think it makes a massive difference. Actually, the Metal Greymon cannot Digivolve over Black Digimon, right? That one only Digivolves over Reds. So I think this is like misplay there. We're gonna stay in the back with the XB. I guess trying to think of like, how are we gonna get past this Omnimon X antibody? It's really tough. Ice Wall, just to buy some time, I suppose. But what is the long-term answer here? I guess a Blue Memory Boost is the way to go, so that if he gets a turn, he can do some crazy stuff with it. I don't know if it's gonna be enough though. I don't usually like the Omni X antibody, to be honest. But in cases like this, like when you are ahead, it's gonna solidify your lead and ensure you win the game. In my eyes, it's a win more card, but when you are winning, it's very, very powerful, as we're seeing here. There's really just no way for Imperial to answer it, especially with the protection. Gonna go Blackboard Gray to pop the Tamer. And I guess Memory Choke didn't want to swing through the Ice Wall, which makes sense. So now he's got, you know, the double blocker, can negate a couple of attacks. And I don't see how Imperial gets through this. You know, he had some damage in the early game. The triple Cool Boy whiffed hurt, but as soon as he got to proc the Cool Boy, it was just a big yikes. So he can Mega Death the Black Raid that doesn't have the protection. I guess that works out. Still gonna be staying in the back though. And honestly, you're just given time for the Black Raid to start building up again. Gonna go into a Judge Greymon. Excellent choice there. Greymon X, of course, for 0, and then picks up 3 memory. Gotta make sure you don't deck out at this point. It could happen, right? A little scary, but... Is he gonna opt to not? Yeah, we're tapping those Cool Boys, let's be real. Picking up that card draw, yeah. Check how many cards are in deck, just in case. For security, he's gotta go through, but I mean, this is Red, right? Red could definitely do the damage. He's got the Metal Grace for days. So it's gonna be... And we know he has the Black Gray in hand as well if he wants to pop the Dual Tamer. Okay, gonna go Alterius mode. Can I go into the X potentially? You gotta start swinging at some point. Yeah, get some nice protection there. Make sure you don't deck out, but you don't want to close the game out. That already has 3 checks. 1 from the Judge Greymon and then 2 from the Metal Greymon X. And then Blitz Omni or Omni X could swing for only 1, I guess. Yeah, I like the idea of just swinging that. You're not really scared of anything. You have the DP, you have the checks, you have the protection. Checks go through. I agree with that. Like, you have to set it up so you can actually end the game at some point. I think swinging with the Omni X is also okay, although I guess at this point you can also just hold till next turn if you want to just go into Black or Gray. But he doesn't actually have a black source, so I don't believe he can pop the Tamer, which is what he might have been thinking, right? Like go into Black or Gray, pop the Tamer, but he doesn't have a black source, so he can't do that. And instead just set up a Nokia. I don't hate this. Nokia is just another body to ensure that next turn he has enough swings to close the game out. Seems pretty solid. So after all this time, the Imperial did get some setup, but you know, he did lose the Davis, which kind of hurts. And I just think there's just no way he can get over the Omni X, right? The Omni X is just sat there menacingly. There's really no way to get through it. It requires so many swings. And hard with the Stingmon. Okay, gonna go into a Chimeramon. Chimeramon effect gives mana DP to the whole squad, so he can clear the Agumon. Then he can, you know, put a extra source from the trash. I don't know if there's anything good. I guess it could be like card draw or something. The Dino being Herewell. I think it gives you DP. I don't actually know what it does. I don't think anybody knows. But honestly, it doesn't matter because Chimera can swing, the attack gets negated, and then what? Definitely getting clapped the next turn, right? So I think, you know, good early game from Imperial, but he wasn't able to close the game out. We saw the Wargreymon player really struggle with those Cool Boys. But at the same time, the Cool Boys infinitely paid off, right? So you got to see how the Wargreymon can control the board and then control the game. It can just be very oppressive when you play against the Black Gray, and he's got blocker. He can attack your own suspended dudes, block twice per turn, attack 2 guys, and pop Tamers when Digivolving right. It can just be very oppressive. Gonna use some Hammer Sparks. See if there's anything he could do there. Trying to think of a way out. Can attempt to swing, but it's not gonna matter. It's just gonna get negated by the Omnimon. But then it's like, okay, if you just sit there, Omni can then attack and then blow up your stack anyway. So it's like attack or don't attack, it doesn't matter. You're just in a terrible spot. And the Omni X with the protection from the Greymon Inheritable is just too strong, right? Which is part of the problem of why the guy on the Black Gray is so strong in the first place. Gonna go into the fighter mode, but protection is gonna save it anyway. And now this should just be swing for game, right? Also, Omni X swings and just clears the fighter mode. Gonna go into the cool boy, just gonna go for the full deck out. Check to see what the last one was, just in case, I guess. It really should just be game here, right? Don't really have to be scared of anything, I don't think. Just in case, gonna go into the black or gray. Can't pop the tamer, but he can swing at security. Omni X swings, gets the clear, gets the resting, and that's gonna be game 1. Kind of a long game 1, but a juicy one. Game 2, we're gonna go no rookie now for Imperial. And Davis is also not gonna pick one up. Kind of a yikes. Again, I'll say it every time. Bandai, can we please have mulligans? Hey, look at that. Red player also doesn't have a rookie. At least he does have the spaghetti, and the spaghetti is able to pick up a rookie. If he wants it, he might take something else, but yeah. Having the rookie lets you play the game is just too crucial. I can imagine both players with a mulligan, then we probably just have a better game from both sides. Gonna go cool boy. It's a very expensive cool boy to pass, but you know, he's got to get the pieces anyway, so it makes sense to set up. And the opponent has a slow start anyway. Gonna go with the ice cream boost, the snow cone, take the Imperial. So yeah, kind of a yikes. This is tournament and mulligans are not legal, so it hurts, man. This is the silly little game that we play that's called Digimon. Gonna play Stingmon for way too much, right? Okay, so we want spaghetti, one cool boy. Just how much can we do here? Gonna go Greymon with the blocker, set up another cool boy. Surely he's got the Greymon X. Can pick up the Agumon and the sauce, kind of juicy. Yeah, definitely want to be proccing those cool boys. Gain 2 memory, draws 3. 1 from Digi, 2 for the cool boy. Still has memory boost, right? So it could still be memory boost level 5. I was gonna go for another cool boy. Interesting. I guess still, you know, trying to find those pieces. I mean, if he goes into Alterios just clears the Stingmon. So if he has Alterios, I imagine that is the play for sure. You know your opponent is struggling. Thinking about what to do. Maybe he has just the other Metal Greymons. The other two don't really answer. How scary is it if we just let the Stingmon rock? I mean, you know the EXP is there. It's gonna cost so much. Interesting, gonna just play the Agu for the search. I guess really missing those pieces. He does pick up both the Metal Grey and the Gaio because, you know, it's a Greymon and a Dragon King. This doesn't bite plays from the Imperial finally though. I mean, they're ugly plays, but they are plays nonetheless. So you can jog res, yeah, bottom deck the Greymon. Pretty good. And finally starts looking at security, get a bunch of card draw. Hopefully in that he's gonna find a rookie, you would hope, right? Into a Judge Greymon, get the card draw again. Does he have a rookie after all these years? Come on, man. Please. There's a Beamon. We know he has the Imperial as well. He could just spit out the 2 bodies to pass turn. There's an Agumon left on the board. How scary is the Agumon with triple cool boy? It's the cool boys, man. He's just so cool. Kind of rough that he had to just leave the Greymon out there just to get bottom deck. That's rough because that was the big stack that could have done so much more. And if he had the Alterios, like the game just ends on the spot, right? Alterios popped the Stigma, like that's GG for sure, 100%. Looks like he's gonna go into the Dragon. Yeah, so next turn, could potentially Jogress again. We'll see if Black or Grey can build over the Agumon. Sometimes it's rough because, you know, the Agumon is black, so the red Greymons can Digivolve over it. But he can Digivolve the Agumon X and then have a red rookie to work with, plus pick up all the card draw and get the Agu X Surge. And surely after this, he should have all the pieces he needs to close the game out. Gonna opt to take the Omnimon, interesting, but that just tells us he already has the Greymans, right? So with a million memory, and he still has Spaghetti on top of that. Surely the clapback is gonna be pretty strong here. Gonna go Greymon X, of course. Can Digivolve the Imperial if he wants to? I feel like Alterios is still pretty good, right? I guess I don't know how to respond to the board. It is pretty scary. He definitely has to answer, but I'm sure he can. We know he's gonna have, okay, equip the sauce. Gonna get saucy with it. Going to the Metal Greymon, yeah, so he's gonna get the DP and the checks. Only 2 checks right now. Also, let's have an Agu in the back to work with potentially for next turn. Still has Spaghetti as well. Gonna use the Spaghetti. And then go into the black or gray. Gonna let him pop something. So I guess it's the Davis? Or is it... Okay, just get rid of the Stingmon. Swing over the Imperial Restand. Pretty good. I dare say that's not a bad way to spend the turn. Yeah, really not going to leave much up to the Imperial player. And, you know, you have Black or Gray and it's got blocker. He's going to opt to swing at security. Interesting. In doing so, he's giving up his blocker. Maybe he has a way to go around it, like with a Gaiomon to pass the turn just to get the reboot. Okay, well, I mean, I don't hate it because, like, next turn you get 2 swings from Gaio, 1 from Agu, and then Blitz Omni would win the game potentially, right? Well, he took the Omni X. Okay, what is the build for Imperial? He was kind of struggling. Like, he had a Jogger's play, but it was ugly. He had to hard play both the champions. This is not what you want to be doing. By now, he has picked up a rookie, though, so does he have any better plays after that? Still in a tough spot because, like, now the guy has blockers, so you can't really get chip damage with your jammers. It also has protection, so, you know, Megadeth's not going to do anything at all. Doesn't even have a green source anyway. Can't really do too much. Gonna hard play the Stingmon. This might just be game, though. We might just be swinging out here. Gonna start with the Agu X, gaining 3 free memory, because why not? Picking up all the pieces. Yeah, so either, like, Greymon wins the game this turn, or he answers the board, right? Either way, I feel like it's gonna be GG. Gonna go Judge Greymon into Greymon X. We're swinging 2 checks at security. Gonna live, Greymon's gonna swing, and then I guess that means we have Blitz Omni for game. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching.